Ian here from Dark Blaze Workshop. Welcome back to another video. As the title suggests, this is a reveal of Madame Pomfrey. This was a limited release to raise funds for the hospital service out in Spain. Ideal miniature to do it, seeing as she's the nursey in the Harry Potter films. So I'm just going to take you through the paints that I used and some of the techniques that I used as well, because I didn't do a tutorial for it because I thought it's a limited edition. Not that many people are going to get their hands on this miniature, so I thought I'd just do like a chat about it instead. So to start off with the robes, I thought I'd try Vallejo's dark red or black red. That didn't really do much for me, so I had another look at the box art, and it looked like a different kind of tone of red, so I decided to try Scale 75's red leather, and that seemed to fit perfectly. So I thought, I'm using red leather, what can I use to shade that? So in the same set there comes another colour which is like a desaturated purple called black leather. So I applied that into the folds, and then I came back with the red leather then to like layer on to re-establish the highlights as such. And then for the highlights on top of that, I added a little bit of the Iroko, which is in the same set, and just applied this to the areas of the miniature that are closer to the head. So if you look at, I think we're in about the right area. Let me grab a brush. So we're looking at the folds there. So that would be red leather, but Iroko comes into it about there. So I'm pushing the pigment up towards the fold. And then add more Iroko then to do like an edge highlight on the folds. And then you keep going with the Iroko, adding it in until you're happy. So for the white robes, it was an old Citadel colour called, is it Charadon Granite? I'm not entirely sure how you pronounce it. It's one of the old foundation paints. I don't know if it's still available on eBay now and again, but if you can get hold of it, it's quite good for shading white. I think a similar colour might be around Skaven Blight Dinge or something like that. It's like a dirty grey with a little bit of brown and yellow in it. It's a lovely base coat to use, but I used it in combination with Vallejo's deck tan, which is like a lot lighter version of the Granite, so it worked perfectly. So I do a 50-50 mix of the Granite and the deck tan to start with, so that gives you a nice grey base layer, and then you add more deck tan, do a few, and I tend to use like a glazing technique when I do highlights, so it's a bit thinner than your 50-50 paint and water. And I keep applying the layers until I get a decent coverage, and then I start highlighting up from that until you get to like a pure deck tan colour, and then I started adding Ivory into it then. So there's I'd say about 10 or 11 coats on that to get up to the Ivory for the final highlight. So just take your time. It might get a bit boring, but I tend to like ease into like a zen-like state when I'm highlighting miniatures, so it's quite a nice process because it takes my mind off everything then. The skin is my usual recipe of the Cadian and Kislev flesh, Reikland flesh for the shadows, and then I had glazed in some of the red leather on the cheeks, so maybe if I spin it you might see the red leather in the bottom of the cheeks and around the mouth and in the eye sockets, up on the temples as well. And then you highlight up with Kislev flesh, Flayed one flesh, and then the top highlight was the Flayed one flesh with a little bit of Ivory in it. And that was, you know, just the top of the forehead, the sides of the cheeks and the nose, really. The brooch part, I struggled a bit with that. I did start off with a steel colour, and that looked not bad, but I wasn't happy. So I put chrome on top of that. So we're in the realms of Runefang steel. And then I put a green or dark black green glaze around that then, just to give it a bit of depth. Did the same for the belt buckle as well, but I had to highlight again with the chrome around the edge of the buckle and on top of the brooch as well, but it came out alright. And then the last thing then is the belt. That was Mornfang brown base coat, Rhinox hide glaze into the shadows or at the sides of the waists, and then highlighted then with, well, something like bone. You know, add the bone to the Mornfang brown just to get the highlights on the top edge of the belt and the bottom edge. And that's that. The base is my usual Vallejo dark grey with a light grey to start, and just use like a loaded brush technique to get a nice transition on the base. And a black rim, oops, and she's done. So it was a quite nice one to do. I managed to get hold of two when it was up for sale, so I'm not sure if I'll do a giveaway of the miniature or a giveaway of the painted miniature. I'm not sure yet, depends what time I get to do it. But it was a relatively quick job to do. I just couldn't stop. It was done, started about 5 o'clock last night, because I primed it a day before and it was all ready to go on my desk, and I just had plans to do the face and then put like a base coat down on the reds, but then I got carried away then and I finished it off last night, so quite happy with that. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed this little ramble. I'm going into the realms of rambling like Gav now. He's starting to have a bad influence on me, I think. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you in the next video. Cheers.